of October 1853, Russian Empire versus Ottoman Empire. Britain believes that the Russians shouldn't have the rule over the Holy Land and claim it for the Eastern Orthodox Church. The churches argued it through until the war was declared by the Ottomans and Russia. Britain has sent in 108,000 troops to aid the Ottoman Empire against the Russian Empire. After riots in the streets of London, Parliament has negotiated with peace treaties and signed the Treaty of Paris on the 30th of March 1856. The 13th Amendment has abolished slaves and forced labour. The US government has just made an amendment to the Constitution to abolish slavery. For over 250 years, America has owned, sold and traded slaves, but slavery abolished in America, 1865.
Charles Darwin was a British naturalist who proposed a theory of biological evolution by natural selection. Darwin defined evolution as descent with modification, the idea that species change over time, give rise to new species and share a common ancestor. Because resources are limited in nature, organisms with heritable traits that favour survival and reproduction will tend to leave more offspring than their peers, causing the traits to increase in frequency over generations. Natural selection causes populations to become adapted or increasingly well suited to their environments over time. Property ownership. At one time, the law considered a husband and wife as one person. This meant the wife had no property rights. Any money or property a woman owned before marriage or acquired during marriage became the property of her husband. In 1883, states began to pass Married Women's Property Rights Act that changed the law. These acts gave married women the right to own and control their own property.
A women's suffrage committee was formed in London in 1866. The Married Women's Property Act allowed married women to own their own property in 1870. Local Government Act allows women to vote in elections for county and borough councils in 1888. The National Union of Women's Suffrage Societies was formed. 1896 marked the first modern Olympics in Athens on the 6th of April to the 15th. 241 athletes from 14 countries participated in 43 events.
Good evening and welcome back to Routers! Frightening events occur in the streets of London. As we speak, an unknown murderer has killed yet another prostitute. There has been recent news that the unknown murderer tearing around the streets of London is now known as Jack the Ripper. The murder started in August and they're still continuing now in November. Known as Jack the Ripper, but we have no solid identification of who the man behind the murders is. On a lighter note, moving on to Alexander Graham Bell, who invented the telephone. Bell was asked to perfect the harmonic telegraph, which is a device that allows multiple messages to be sent over a wire simultaneously. Over time, he became more keen on developing a voice transmitting device, which later became known as the telephone.